or the major ones, I should say. And I have good relationships with them, and so it's easy for me to sit down and have conversations with them. But obviously, knowing that that can't be the rest of the globe and how we get out, two things are go-to-market strategies, right? Which play directly into the culture and the problem that we need to solve. Well, there's three things. One, trainers don't get recognized. They don't. Like I mentioned before, that we're just kind of like the forgotten aid or assistance, right, out there. So what we did was we decided to host a top 25 event, right? And we actually held it at the Ion. So we hosted the Houston's top 25 trainer event, and we had like close to around 300 nominations, and of course dwindled that down to 25. And it was a great showing that we had. It created good buzz, and it obviously appreciated the trainers and let them know that, hey, we're here, we know what you're going through, we know your plight, we know the fight, and here's a reward for all the hard work and the effort and the energy that you do put in. You're recognized, right? So that was one of the ways that we kind of got our what we're doing out there. And it served a lot of tactics for us. It helped us figure out ways to bring a community together. That's another thing, especially if you're running a SaaS organization and you want to grow it. One of the tactics is to have like a parasite host option, right? And that parasite host option normally centers around, where is my market? Where do they hang around? Where do they go to all the time, right? As an example, there's a company called TradeBlock that's actually here in Houston. They're based here in Houston, and TradeBlock is a shoe exchange company, right? And for them, they can go to like sneaker cons, right? And then of course they have those kind of across the country and the globe, right? So they can kind of go to where all the sneakerheads hang out and get what they're doing out there, right? Well, there's nothing for trainers. Trainers don't have a place, a central location for them to go to kind of drop their guard to a degree and just communicate and see different things and whatnot, right? And meet and greet other people that have like interests. So the top 25 event gave us an opportunity to obviously build that community as well too. So that was one of the ways that we decided to go to market. The another one, and I'll be brief, is we attached ourselves to certification boards and schools, right? So we understand that trainers, obviously the really good ones, want to go out and learn and get educated with their craft. Well, obviously certification boards and schools do that. So we decided to partner up with a few companies here in Houston, and we have an exclusive deal with them to be their online or their the other platform for them to deal with exclusively. So when trainers go through the school, they're getting educated, they're going to get their certification, we get an opportunity to come and introduce them to ways that they can then grow their business and their brand through our platform.
Got it. Yeah, the I like, you call it the parasite strategy. Yeah, I've actually loved that strategy. I mean, that's effectively just building like an on-site community.
Yep.
Like there's like the Houston Pod community or something like that that I'm a part of, where it's like a bunch of podcasters sharing information.
Yeah.
Um, and because that's one thing I noticed that HubSpot does really well. I think HubSpot, as an example, they have a really great content strategy.
Mm-hmm.
I think their content strategy is actually better than their product in my view. But like, they do so well at SEO. Like, how do you run a full ad campaign or whatever? They have like how-to guides on all that stuff, and it all builds to the top of funnel and ends with them. So I like a lot of what you were saying with that. I've seen that be successful.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you make it cost effective? Because that can, because content or building a community is a long-term play, but it takes money up front. So how do you make sure to scale it to where it doesn't, you're not spinning yourself into a hole?
Right. In full transparency, we the event that we do have, right, the top 25 event, the event that we do have, we charge a nominal fee. It's nothing hectic for those that want to come and support or whatever, we just have a ticket, right?
Right.
And normally we break even. Like we don't make an exorbitant amount of money, and we're not looking to make a lot of money at these events, right? We're looking to do a few things. One, obviously grow the community, and truly, and I mean this seriously, we truly do want to honor and recognize the trainers that put in that work and effort, right? So, having the event, we break even, we kind of even it out that way. So it's not really a huge cost for us.
Yeah.
Um, and then of course, by having these events, getting trainers on our platform obviously grows our brand, and then of course grows the engagement, and of course grows our revenue for the platform, right? Um, so it is a longer play, obviously, but it's a sustainable one, right? The companies that have had major success, Apple, Microsoft, obviously, Uber, Airbnb, getting the first end of that bell curve is always the toughest. But those are your diehard go-to people that you want to cater to, that you want to, pound the pavement, pound the table for, and we feel that at the end of the day that they deserve it, and they return that favor, so it works out for us.
Got it.
Mm.
Um, from your experience, how long does it actually take, like the average trainer, to become quote unquote successful, where they can actually afford a living off of it?
Yeah, it really can happen quickly. It's dependent on you, right? Just like anything else, it's very meritocratic. You have to be able to and it's just like running any business, right? Like even our business as an example, you got to be good at sales, but we got to be good at marketing. You got to have a great organizational tactic in place, right? You got to create some type of sales funnel, CRM, etc. So it's just like any other business, right? It's really on you how well you want to do, how much time, effort, energy do you want to put into it, right? Obviously, the more educated you are at your craft, the more success you're going to have. And then, of course, the more educated you are in business, the more success you're going to have, right? If you don't understand sales, you're not going to be good at sales. If you don't understand marketing, you're not going to be good at marketing.
Right.
It's the same thing. So I don't know if I can necessarily put a time frame on it. All I can say is that you got to be able to just really dig in and get into whatever it is your business is.
Yeah. Do you do you think that social media has helped trainers?
Mhm.
And two-part question: do you think it's helped trainers, and then do you also think that it's making our culture, or just people in general, healthier? Do you think with social media and just technology, right? Is it helping trainers, and then also is it making us healthier?
That's a good question. It's twofold. I want to say yes, it's giving trainers an opportunity, obviously, to grow their business. Excuse me. It's giving them an opportunity to grow their business. It's giving people an opportunity to find healthier ways of living. So I'll say yes, but I'll also say no for all
Mm.
the negative aspects that currently exist within social media, right? There's obviously some trainers out there who don't know a lick about anatomy, biology, biomechanics. They just got surgery and look really good, and you know post up a couple pictures and have an online program, and that exists too, right?
Yeah.
So it's hard to say, but whatever works, if it gets people moving in a better direction. I do know that we as a nation, I'll say this, as a nation, are trending in a healthier direction